and I probably forgot to change the name of the session or the video episode, whatever, because I'm an idiot. Let's see if I can do it live. I don't know if it worked, but there we go. So, the last time you guys were doing stuff, you harvested your Alpha Rancor kill, ended up getting picked up by the Inquisitors, questioned separately to various degrees of success, and then due to some ingenious and rather shrewd talking points by uh, Thorian,
T-Dog.
by T-Dog, T-Bone, T-Dog, T-Steak, T. You were able to escape with some additional attention and scrutiny. You have made your way to the planet Kashyyyk, upon which you are arriving in orbit now. Real quickly, roll your destiny points so we see what we have working with. Oates, you may choose an arbiter to roll for you.
9. I got 9.
Nine destiny points? That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
You take your pick of light or dark.
Jesus. Well, I rolled a 2.
Alright. Did you also roll for Oates?
I did not yet. I did not know if he wanted me to.
Yeah, that's good.
I rolled the other one. For 2 more light side.
2 more light side. Alright, you guys working with 4 light side at the moment.
And since I'm light side, that was the caveat there, Bubs. I figured it out.
Yep.
When I'm light side,
point.
you flip a dark side to a light side or whatever it is.
No, you automatically just add another light side point.
So.
Shit, really?
Yep.
Yeah, the dark side's the only one that flips points.
So, at some point we'll get Matt to roll. It looks like Matt is AFK at the moment.
Yeah, he had to step away for a sec.
God! No, it's alright.
God, get on my level, scrubs. I generated 5 light side points.
You did. I mean, technically, only 3 of those are yours. The other 2 are Thorian.
Still, I generated 3.
It's true. It's true. Very true.
Which is horrible because I upgraded the shit out of Force Lightning.
You mean protect and unleash?
Let's face it, I'm mostly going to be using the power-ups for Force Lightning.
Alright. You might suffer some conflict. Just saying.
Built character.
You're not wrong. So, you guys have any idea where you were going on Kashyyyk? At the moment, you guys are just kind of in orbit.
I look at Maggie and Riker because they originally wanted to come here.
Maggie steps forward, says that she's aware, she knows where her village is. Begins directing you to the location of said thing. If that's where everyone chooses to go, seeing as you guys are the only 2 here right now, it's fine. Move forward with that. If that's where you guys want to go.
Sure.
Okay, die.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Oh, baby, go.
Breaching the atmosphere, you come out over what looks to be one part ocean, the other part just large swamp. The scale of the trees kind of throws the what is a shore and what is not a shore. It reminds you very much of like a mangrove swamp. These trees have massive roots that kind of step out of the water. Eventually, you find a coastal area. There are some yet still relics of the Clone Wars still scarring the landscape. There are wooden structures built into the trees. Getting closer, you do not notice anybody paying attention to you. There aren't any active Wookiee tribes in the area.
Normal, Maggie? Riker?
No. This was where our village was. I mean, that's still our village. She's like points to one of the buildings that's higher up. It's larger and looks like it's almost carved into the tree itself. And she says like, that's the chieftain's hut, and over there's the shaman's tent. And she starts just pointing out these buildings one after another. It's very clear that she's familiar with the location, but the place looks abandoned. A large one of those super trucks. Can't remember the name of them at the moment.
The giant wheeled vehicles the Empire uses in the Republic?
It's funny you say Empire. It has Clone Wars paraphernalia on it, and it has moss growing from its edges. It is stationed directly in the center, like underneath a large wooden bridge, and there have now been additional platforms kind of built onto it and around it. It looks like this village has incorporated the remnants of this war.
Also, I think that's called a juggernaut.
Thank you. I believe you are correct.
A little on the nose there, but sure.
Yes, because all-terrain scout vehicle was taken.
It had to match with the tactical enforcer.
You guys land, I assume, at this point. There is enough area on the beach to safely land your consular class cruiser, the Second Chance. At which Maggie, Riker, and oddly enough Libby all kind of are at the ramp looking down. Maggie and Riker taking several steps down, Libby just kind of slowly looking around at this place.
Well, let's get down there.
I will follow Thorian out 10 steps behind him.
Okay. There's, it's actually nice. As opposed to the humid temperature that you are accustomed to on Ryloth, and the sweltering heat that sometimes your suit can get into, Thorian, this place is cool. The air seems to be blowing off the ocean into the forest, and the humid temperature of the forest makes sure that it's not that terribly uncomfortable.
And I feel none of this.
Well, you don't feel like you're sweating as hard as you
I
normally
hate
do.
this place. Too much green.
Too much green.
I sympathize with that, actually. Not enough browns and mesas.
if you look back at one point, you see Libby, and she's just like she's walked over to the edge of the beach. She's just kind of like sitting there. She has her skirt pants like kind of pulled up just a bit, and she just has her feet in the water.
Gross.
Having fun?
Well, it's not a lot that you get to see this planet. Not a life. It's cool. The water doesn't want to try to kill me yet. Yes, I'm having fun.
Turn away, shake my head, and I will do sense.
Go for it.
Just try to get a feel. Whoop, that.
You're not trying to
was-
find something specific. You're just kind of doing a sense pulse.
Yeah, sorry, that was not an actual roll. I was moving, and it went with it.
That's all right. I wasn't looking.
Did Matt
anyways.
disappear?
He's muted at the moment, so I assume he'll be back shortly.
Maybe he just forgot he's muted.
I really hope he didn't. That would be embarrassing.
Dun dun dun. If I could find it, there it is. 1 to activate, and how many range bands do I have again? 2, so what that gets me to long? I'm so used to looking at the high level powers that I'm just looking at sense going like, oh, use 1 to activate,
1.
and then spend an additional 1 to increase power's range band by equal to range upgrade, so it's like, I just activated at long range. Look at that.
Wrong. Other than sensing the obvious, your compatriots, yourself, those on the ship, there's some fish, some small fish out on the beach. A handful of tree-dwelling creatures. Nothing large enough to be sentient. Small birds, flying squirrel or two.
Nobody's here that I can sense.
I mean, we didn't land in a city.
I mean, I thought
This kind of
Mag,
is.
this-
It's like Maggie comes back, and this was a fishing village. This was our village that we were at before we were kidnapped. It's been Riker steps, kind of in front of her, and it's been probably like 7 years since we've been.
well, do you want to take a look around and see what we can find?
Yeah, let's take a walk, I guess.
You notice now something you haven't really noticed on other planets or other places is that Riker is staying closer and closer to Maggie. He's not doing it like aggressively. He's not doing anything necessarily you shouldn't do, but he's very much never too far out of reach. There are a number of buildings. There are a few huts that are closer to the ground. There are a few huts that are probably about mid-height, and then there are larger huts closer to the top, where the chieftain's hut was. Is there any place you would like to go specifically?
Oh, might as well head to the chieftain's hut. Probably get all the information there.
Okay.
Get all the. I'm assuming there's going to be information there. That's what I meant. Sorry.
No, that's fine. You can make all the assumptions you want. Alright. So you guys head up there. Riker and Maggie kind of lag behind as they're not taking a direct path. They're kind of moving between house to house to see if there's anything there. They will eventually catch up with you. Excuse me. Getting up there and going through the buildings, I would like you guys to make a either perception or vigilance check at a difficulty 2.
Did you say vigilance?
I did. Thorian, would you like to make this check?
Yeah, I'll use vigilance as well.
Understood.
I have a thing in my helmet which upgrades vigilance checks by 1, so I think I have a 3 and 3.
Understood. Oddly enough, you got a 3 and 3. 3 successes, 3 advantages.
Eee.
Difficulty 2. If that's what you're waiting on.
Okay, sorry, no, I was like triple, quadruple.
Oh, you're all right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Matt. I apparently combined Matt and back at the same time. So, Matt. Matt. Anyway.
We landed, and it's not a terrible place.
It's not terrible. Maggie and Riker had led you to what is apparently a small fishing village. 2 large trees on either side of kind of a large open beach. A Clone Wars era juggernaut, which is a large wheeled tank, is in the center, kind of depreciated and is slowly being overgrown. They built onto it a few times, but there does not appear to be anyone here.
There's a whole party here?
Everyone is here. Yeah, you have landed. Jazz and Ezekiel Carr are still on the ship. Libby and Maggie and Riker are exploring.
Mm.
Libby's more exploring slash
Haunting?
no, I was gonna say something more along the lines of like vacationing. Whereas Maggie and Riker are more looking through the rubble of a life. Vana and Thorian have elected to head towards the chieftain's hut that Maggie pointed out. If you would like to do so, and if you would like to pay attention, you may roll a vigilance or perception check at a difficulty 2.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, Matt, you're force die too.
Oh, yep. Let's see here.
Please.
Whoop-a. We got a dark side, folks.
That's alright. It's very much geared towards you guys this session.
Oh, good. Oh, wow. Okay.
That was a roll and a half.
Alright.
3 successes.
All of you looking around take notice of the fact that
Sorry, I
sorry,
accidentally-
I was entirely distracted by it was just blue lettering. Has put on a blindfold. Has put off a blindfold. Anyway.
Sorry, I accidentally have voice chat on, so I'm trying to remember which button turns it off.
C, I believe.
Thank you.
All of you come to the conclusion by the way that everything has been left, that there are various baskets and things left, tools that have been dropped, that these people aren't here and abandoned this location with a great bit of sudden haste.
Is there a layer of dust on anything, or?
I mean, you're out in the open.
Oh,
It's a fishing village. There aren't even most of the huts are built onto trees, around these large trees. There aren't a lot of doors. A lot of more like a cloth covering or a fabric has been placed over it if anyone wants some type of door.
I suppose then what I'm more looking for is, does it look like it was recently abandoned, abandoned a bit ago, or is nature kind of reclaiming some stuff?
That's a little harder to tell. Wookiee
Fair.
structures are primarily made of wood, so it'd be hard to tell what has been decoratively placed or well maintained versus the vegetation taking over.
Okay. So vegetation really hasn't taken over yet by the looks of it then. Okay.
Other than a few locations, but they don't look like if it took over there, it wouldn't like hamper life. In addition, Thorian, you do notice that there are a few places where there are scratch marks and drag marks that look different than normal. They look like they were gouged out. There is some age to these. They exist. Oddly enough, not a lot of blaster fire. Vana, while you're kind of just peeking in through various doors as you guys are walking up, I say doors, but doorways, you notice one kind of, it's a side room as you're heading up there. A glint catches your eye, and it looks like a vibro machete has been just stabbed into one of the walls in the back of the room.
I pull it out and look at it.
It's heavier than you would expect. It is more rough. It's been used a lot to that end. You recognize it to be of Trandoshan make.
Awesome. Hey, I found something.
What do
I
you
just hold up the machete.
Vana is holding up a vibro machete.
Specifically warlike, so it's just
It
over the
looks-
head,
Go ahead.
kind of flailing it a bit,
Bring it down.
running an unpuck with it.
All right. Whoa.
Keep in mind, you guys have started climbing up to get to the chieftain's hut, which is built into one of these large giant trees. So you are probably a good 100 or so feet above ground.
Use it for sleep.
Stop. Just.
No, I walk over to him.
Take a look at the machete and just be like, "Oh, neat."
It's a vibro machete. It's a little clunkier, a little heavier than you would expect. Its make is a little different.
I'm gonna look over it and be like, "Nope, I got nothing."
I'll look over at Thorian. Trandoshans?
Yeah,
How
they're
do you figure
flavored.
that?
Go ahead if you want to just make something up on the spot. Go for it.
Some of the markings, the weight of it, the crudeness of it. Seen a few of these.
Right here on the hilt, it says Trandoshan.
Yeah, if return to Arthur McTroshin pants. Except every S is like extended.
It has an umlaut over the S, so you know you have to expand upon it.
It says property of Trandoshan.
Original work, do not steal.
Almost stealing this.
We know that
Like on the other side, it says like
Maggie-
official Trandoshan threatening machete.
we know that Maggie and Riker got taken into slavery when the Empire was created or whatever, right? But
Yeah.
do we know if that happened here or somewhere else?
Thought they out of character. I thought they said they got snagged here.
The exact location of their theft was never divulged. They were stolen while they were on Kashyyyk.
Okay. So I was going to say, if it happened here, it's kind of weird that they're not aware that this happened. But yeah, from the looks of it, I'd say the village was probably hit by slavers.
Now, have you guys
So we're
called
probably not
Maggie
gonna find
and
the-
Riker over, or are you keeping this conversation to yourselves?
They should
We'll
probably
keep it to
know.
ourselves for now.
Yeah. Hey, Riker. So, wave him on over.
He
Or not.
taps Maggie on the shoulder to get her attention and kind of pulls her away from a building that was a little ways away. They both come over. What?
We found something. I want to know what you make of it. Show the
I'll pass him the machete.
He doesn't take it from you, but he does. He appears visibly angry, growling and huffing. Kind of turns around and takes a good 10-foot walk just to vent. Maggie just kind of like slumps onto her knees.
I'm sorry. Right. I'll step away and give him a moment and keep making my way up.
no. I'm actually going to stay roughly by him, just to be like, okay, okay, keep going, keep going. I'm
You're-
here for you when you're ready.
You guys have all grown pretty well versed in Wookiee body language, along with just understanding their speech and how to interpret what they're actually saying. And Riker's not saying anything; he's just yelling. He's roaring into the essentially emptiness that is the ocean in front of him. He's just yelling. He's pissed. He just kind of starts marching off onto another building, um, just leaving Maggie there and just kind of her own little slump. You see him like take a chair and just like hucks it off the edge.
Just going to let him do his thing.
So Vana and Thorin, you guys proceeded to head further up.
Yep.
You get to the chieftain's den. I've called it a hut, a den, a tent, whatever. A large building that's built into this tree. It's the only one that actually does have doors, ornately carved, each showing half of a complete figure of a Wookiee standing what looks like some type of battle armor. Just kind of open the door. Inside is a circular room with various animal pelts on the walls. The light coming in, you now see there's a kind of a large fire pit in the center and a wooden throne on the far side opposite this door. And sitting in it is a dead Wookiee.
That's a good thing he didn't come with.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
Probably a good thing he didn't come with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like to explore this area or leave it be?
I'll explore a bit.
Go ahead and make.
I will keep watch.
Okay. Both of you making a vigilance check. Are you keeping watch for anything in particular, or keeping watch in the room or outside the room?
Just keeping my head on a swivel
All right.
in case anybody's around that's watching the place.
Increase your difficulty by 1, so it's a 3. So vigilance check is 3. Vana, what are you looking for? Thorin, you got 3 successes and 2 advantages. Consider what you want to do with those.
I'm just. I don't want to say clues, but dead Wookiee, Transocean machete. But yeah, I'll look around, clues, see. I don't know if we could figure out when this happened.
Go for it.
Difficulty, sir.
I'm gonna give you a 3. See where you go from there.
Cool beans.
Um,
And let me just toss my force die onto that pile. Dear God, why?
All the sense.
I mean, I'll just make that 6 successes and 5 advantages.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right. Thorian, of 2 things that you notice, one is that Saren has left the second chance and is now beginning to do his own kind of walkabout, examining the location. The other thing is that
Gonna get eaten.
what's up?
He's gonna get eaten.
The other thing that you notice is up above, probably another like 2 or 3 levels if they were ever constructed. You get the feeling that something is watching you. It's not on the same tree as you are. It's the one across the way, but it's up there and it's behind several branches. You can't quite make it out. But there's something there. Vana,
Mm-hmm.
look around. There's a number of things that you realize. One of which is that there are.
Excuse me, I?
What do you mean?
Singular?
Didn't I say you?
No, I mean, I only have one eye.
He only has one eye.
Oh god.
I was doing a play on words.
My bad. Oh fuck.
And considering 2/3 of that dice were always from the Force, so it didn't matter. But it's the principle, sir.
No, that's fair. Fair, understandable. Looking around, there are little holes in the woodwork in the structure, and at first you kind of attributed them to either insects, maybe just growth, or bad carving. It occurs to you as you kind of examine one of the holes that it was a buckshot from a probably some type of shotgun. However, most weaponry nowadays is blaster based, so continuing with the Trandoshan theme, as they are wont to use black powder and scatter shots. The other thing you notice is that this Wookiee has been scalped.
Ooh.
That's fucked up.
His head was kind of tilted back, so it wasn't easily noticeable on first entry. looking at the wound, you come to determine that this happened quite a while ago, at least
Okay.
2 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
This Wookiee is less muscle and sinew and more just pelt and bone.
Hmm.
Um,
Never really thought of it that.
however, he is better maintained than he should be, for essentially being left out in the open.
Okay.
Add to that, you notice that um, there are no bloodstains. There are no other wounds on this Wookiee. At least nothing obvious. Looking around the room, there aren't great pools of blood. The room is remarkably not fucked up, other than the handful of pellet shot you find occasionally in other places.
Some of that pellet shot. Did it look like it would have hit the Wookiee where he was sitting, or?
It looked like it should have, yeah.
I'm just gonna palm one of my lightsabers for a bit.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Normally, no. However, you rolled so goddamn high.
So, not trying to milk this. I'm
No,
just like
no,
I interrupted you, so I was like, did I interrupt him
No,
or?
absolutely not. You're fine. Taking extra care to look around the room, check those holes, check the body. You kind of examine the chair for a moment, and as luck would have it, you seem to have hit a small switch, and a small like drawer kind of clicks out from behind the chair. In it is what looks like a scroll has been crafted out of the bark of a tree and is remarkably durable, flexible.
Ooh. Hold on to that for now, and
It is like rolled up, as one would expect to find a scroll.
perfect. I'll put that in one of my pockets.
Pocket scroll!
Uh, on the floor, is there like drag marks, like from like the Wookiee's claws, as if they would have dragged him in here and set him up?
You don't see anything other than regular like wear and tear of just like everyday use where people would walk around, move and such. There are a few scratches, but they aren't like too deep or too like purposeful. They're just made as if someone were regularly walking. Everyday use stuff. You don't notice anything that would be aggressive, at least not to the things that Thorian pointed out on the outside.
I want to. I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look at the Wookiee. Besides being scalped, was there any other wounds on him?
You did not notice any other obvious wounds. If you'd like a more specific check, make a medicine check for me, please.
I don't want to desecrate the body, so I'm just gonna. Like, there's so much freaking fur.
There's a lot of fur.
Well, I hold up the scroll to Thorian. I found this.
What does it say?
I haven't opened it, and I figured I'd give it to Maggie or Riker first. cultural artifact and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
You open
And
it, it says, "Lol, you're gay." Kidding, kidding.
Wow. Trandoshan sucks. Wookiees are cools.
Wookiees are cool. Traditions suck.
And as I get closer to Thorian, as I leave to exit the room, I kind of whisper, "Something's not right here."
Yeah, I know.
That Wookiee should be in a lot worse shape for, I guess, being out for 2 years, and also, there's no blood. Like, anywhere in here.
Can I use Seek to see through illusions, maybe?
Yes, you
Mm.
can.
I need 1 success to see through an illusion.
Okay. Your force rating? Do you know it?
2.
Who would you like to roll for you?
Whoever.
I will do it. I'm very sorry. You got 3 dark sides.
You bastard.
Would you like to activate one of your 5 light side dusty points to?
Yes.
You suffer
Might
a
as well,
conflict.
right?
What?
Might as
Yeah.
well, right?
Sure. Alright. So you are attempting to see through illusions in the room, or?
Yeah.
Casting your gaze into the room, there does not appear to be any illusions here. Everything seems to be exactly as it is shown.
Well, I got nothing.
I got a bad feeling about this. Does it look like Riker's calmed down a bit?
He went into one of the like smaller side rooms, when what looks to be maybe a house. Um, you haven't seen him since. You do hear crashing and still more yelling. Maggie is just kind of taken to. She did kind of stand up, and she's now just kind of gazing out into the ocean.
I'll go up to Maggie.
She's holding herself kind of with her one normal arm. She's kind of standing.
Go up next to her on her right side.
Okay.
That's my left side to her, so I can see her.
That's fair.
Try to give her that awkward half hug that someone who is way smaller than a Wookiee can.
There's a moment where she kind of pauses, and you're pretty sure she was not like conscious of herself at the moment. She was like, 1,000 miles away in her own mind. She kind of gets startled and brought back to the moment. She looks down at you.
Sorry you had to go through this, Maggie.
I'm just not sure if it's done yet.
I pull out this scroll from one of my pockets, going like, "We found this. We didn't open it because didn't want to be disrespectful."
You see her. She kind of turns and like, rubs her eyes and comes back to the moment. Okay. Where did you find this?
In the chieftain's office.
The chieftain's den. Okay. Was it in the chair?
It was in the chair.
as I understand, that should lead a path through the jungle to what I'm to understand is one of the life trees here on Kashyyyk.
What's a life tree?
The
If it's
center point of all growth on Kashyyyk. Think of them like cities for vegetation and growth. For all life, it springs from there. The energy of the planet focuses into these points, and it grows.
Hmm.
As I understand, there are only a handful. Maybe 4 on the entire planet.
you should definitely hold on to this because sounds like it's part of your people's history.
Thank you.
And I hate to bring a downer, but it looks like the chieftain's body is still. Well, the chieftain's body is still up there. If there's some kind of last rites you need help with,
Takes a big deep breath, holds it for a minute, and lets it go. Yeah, I'll go see to it.
you need anything.
Wood.
Okay.
She starts walking up. Thorin, what are you doing specifically? Are you just like watching that point? And same for you, Ompok. What are you doing?
I'm still hanging out with Riker until he like kind of gets to a point where he can talk.
So you followed him to um, a house that was built on a large branch that kind of offshoots. Walking into it, a circular room, a lot of like chairs and whatnot. There's like a step up into that what looks like maybe a butchery or some type of kitchen area. Um, there's a balcony off to the left and further rooms that leads to a staircase that lead up to more rooms. And Riker took himself up there. And if you follow him, you see that this room is small. It's not a very large room. A bed and a little space for walking and a few built-in kind of shelves and roots that have made themselves there. And he's just sitting on the small bed. He's just sobbing.
I think I'm just gonna hang out for a minute. Not really like forcing my presence to be known, but kind of just like being there.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of being like at some point, if it's just kind of nothing's happened for a little bit, I'm just gonna say, hey, quiet, calm, definitely gonna be kind of outside the doorway so he doesn't feel trapped in.
Yeah. Well, among the bemoaned
Wait,
and,
yeah.
and the screaming and whatnot that have died down, he's just he just looks up at you. Hey.
I'd ask if you're doing all right, but I think I know the answer, and that's okay. This happen often?
More and more and more.
Okay. Well, you want to talk about anything?
This
I'm
was
right
my
here.
house.
Was this your room?
This was my little brother's room.
I'm gonna look around the room just for any decorations, just to kind of get an idea of something that his little brother may have done.
There's like a piece of, you probably put together like a fishing net made of vine. It's encompassed in it's the whole net, but it's small, easily gripped by a pair of young hands. There's a wooden like toy sword off in one of the corners, very similar to the Reich blades that Riker now has. Um, very much just a little kid's room. Um, there is a small place that looks like a handmade pot with like a flower that's um, has overgrown that pot and is now like reaching towards one of the open windows.
Hmm. Did he ever talk about being a great warrior when he grew up? Just to point towards the toy blades.
All the time.
Uh,
Said he was gonna go into the Shadowlands and kill all the beasts. So we could live down there one day.
if it's any consolation, I kind of hope if we ever go to the Shadowlands, we encounter a significantly reduced population. Is that why you fight with the Reich blades?
Every Wookiee wants to fight with blades. They're earned. They're an honor. You get old enough, you make your own.
Hmm. I am a little bit jealous. I was an only child. No brothers, no sisters. But yeah.
But now you have the
How
entire family of a planet.
you're a part of that family, right?
I'm aware.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're all looking out for each other, you know. Tell me more about your brother, man. I'm just gonna try to
Yeah, he tells
get
you
into
all, like
conversation.
all the silly, stupid things. That one day he came home with this giant eel about the same size as him. He went out fishing and immediately had to, his brother and father came out screaming about it. And just a whole bunch of nonsensical stories, pranks played, stuff like that.
The time he hid with his brother and they snuck some food.
Absolutely, took some time and ran into the jungle to experience, like the March of the Fireflies type of thing, where there was a whole bunch of like lightning bugs that were moving through the jungle, and kind of an aurora borealis type effect. The fact that they swam out to the buoy, which was more just like a sunken tree that had just started to sprout above the ocean and whatnot. The silly, stupid things.
After a few stories in a little while, I'm just gonna ask him, you ready to talk about some hard stuff?
I guess.
Nobody's ever ready, are they?
Nobody ever wants to.
Was he still around when you left?
Yep. Told him that day I was going to come back and show him my Reich blade.
You saw the machete. Do you know the markings?
I'm not particularly familiar with the clan, but it's hard to miss the grip that requires only 3 fingers. It occurs to you that that fingerprint grip that most weapons have is curved in such a way that if you were to grab it, you would have 2 of your fingers together, top and bottom.
Well, it's comfortable for them, I suppose. All right. Well, if we find any Trandoshan's, let's take him alive and figure out what happened.
Alright.
We don't know the whole. You already know what happened.
They came, they stole him, they sold him, or they killed him, shaved him, and hung up their pelts on a wall.
Well, what we're gonna do is, if we see any Trandoshans, we're gonna take them alive. We're gonna figure out what happened. We're gonna get sales records. Okay. You
He's
are a
kinda-
powerful warrior.
He's starting to get like a low growl.
We're not gonna take revenge on anybody. Okay. Much good as that might feel in the moment. You remember back on jeez, it was tattooing when that container blew. Yeah. We're gonna figure out what happened. And we're gonna find your brother. And we're gonna make sure he's well taken care of. And that will be the best sort of revenge that you've ever taught me. Okay?
He stands up, and for a moment, there is a moment that hits you where he's like, he might throw me out the window. And he just turns, he grabs the toy sword, he lays it on the bed, and then he just walks past you.
Well, I'm gonna get drunk tonight. I almost had my head ripped off by a Wookiee. By a Wookiee. By a Wookiee.
Thorin, you getting up to anything, or you just...
Eh. Just make sure everybody's doing right.
You end up looking back at that, whatever it was that was watching you. You get the impression that its presence is gone.
Good.
Saren has now made his way up the various ramps and pathways and bridges to get up to you.
Yes, kitty.
Maggie ends up coming. She goes into that room, and then she comes out. She looks at you and she goes, "That's not our chieftain."
I knew it. Something was wrong. So what does that mean, Maggie?
Well, first off, someone placed him there. I imagine the Trandoshans did it. Why, I'm not entirely sure, other than maybe just proof? I admit I don't understand their culture very well.
But this... I'm on the other... Ryloth's on the other side of the galaxy from these guys, but this seems... staged. Like, have we found anything else Trandoshan, Bubs?
Remarkably, no. You would expect to find more claw marks, more things that were burnt, more things that were destroyed, more vicious tactics, more drag marks, more scalpings for one.
Slaver stuff. We're looking for slaver stuff.
Like,
that's not here.
Yeah, there's obviously like markings that should have happened. You're familiar with the slaves, the treatment of slaves on Ryloth, and like it's a brutal business.
This... I'll look at that machete more. Does it actually look like it's been used?
Make a mechanics check for me.
Ariane.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Alright, mechanics check. Do you have anything that I should be aware of?
No.
3 successes and 2 advantages. Consider what you want to do with those 2 advantages.
Hey. What can I do with those 2 advantages?
What would you like to do? Considering that this is narrative, you may try to ask more pointed question to get a more definitive answer, or something else.
Yeah, I guess the Vana.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it for her. Yeah.
Understood. So looking over this blade, it is not well used in terms of wear and tear. This appears new, relatively?
Wait, was the door still on the hinges in the office?
Yes.
The door is closed too, right?
The door was closed, yes.
Okay, this is staged. Clearly the first thing you do when you bust into a place like that is kick the door off the hinges.
Okay, but why? This is Maggie. She's asking questions. Why go through the process of staging it? Why not just hire Trandoshans to come capture us? They do it all the time.
Yeah, they must have been after something, and the Trandoshans are not exactly methodical. They kind of stomp up to a place and shoot, beat, and burn everything.
So they wanted something, and they just took everybody?
That's what it looks like. Besides that scroll, was there anything else your village had?
She takes a moment and kind of like shares a glance with Riker, who's joined the little talk. She takes a kind of a deep breath in a moment. He's like, there's a religious site at the Life Tree. I think you would call it more like a temple, a shrine. I'm not entirely sure what you would call it. She's trying to like translate it in words, and it's falling flat in terms of translation, but understood that holy place. I'm one of the keepers of the shrine, but I wasn't privy to everything.
Do you want us to go investigate that? Because that's...
I know the way well enough, we can certainly go there. However, the last time Riker and I tried to make that journey, that's where we were captured.
Well, there's more of us and we're armed.
She kind of jokes and like waves her arm at herself, and she's like, "You're not wrong."
Fair. I see what you did there.
Um, you're all kind of all gathered up there. Saren seems to have a more serious look on his face as he's considering the environment. Riker responds, just, "All right, going to the temple." He just proceeds to start walking down, and Maggie kind of looks at all you and then proceeds to follow him.
Is there anything we need to be aware of? Like, culturally, do's and don'ts?
Maggie kind of stops. Don't break things?
I mean, that's a given.
I'll tell you if it comes up, but I don't. You guys don't strike me as cultural destroyers.
I'm just gonna look at the other two and go, and just have a quick flashback to what was it? It's in Mongaza.
You need to rethink your autocracy.
Go home and rethink your autocracy. And then when we came back, and
I
the
mean,
whole
that headdress had to have been something important culturally.
it had to have been the headdress, man. If we keep being paranoid about it as players, one day it'll be true.
No, I'll just get prophecy and make it true.
Why don't you make a prophecy about it then?
Because that's a lot of experience points I need.
You can
Alright.
you can borrow some of mine.
Maggie and Riker end up like they're waiting just a little ways. Is there anywhere else anyone would like to investigate?
I think I'm gonna tell Maggie. Maggie's right there. Libby and the others were headed out.
So for the most part, everyone else is just like, yeah, okay. Car seems excited to be here and is just kind of looking around at everything and just like,
Does he want to
enjoying
come with
things.
us?
No, he is not interested. If you're welcome to have him along with you, but other than just being on the planet, he's just happy to be on the planet. When you notify Libby, he tells you that there is something was used here.
No.
Something
What?
a little too familiar.
Oh.
She looks over, and you see a fishing boat that was tied up, and there's like she points to it and makes notice of it that there's fishing gear that looks like it was stowed, ready to be taken away. And then she looks at you and she goes, "How many Wookiees do you know who don't put up a fight?"
Yeah, no, we've noticed.
Good. She looks out across the ocean and she just turns, begins walking back onto the ship.
All right, we are ready to head out.
Okay. Normally, I would say you guys have to make a survival check, or you guys can just trust Maggie and Riker. That's up to you. What would you like to do?
I will trust Maggie and Riker.
I will also trust Maggie and Riker.
I'm not great at survival, so
Okay.
None of us take survival?
Doesn't appear. Oh wow. Okay. Well, as you guys are making your way in, it becomes apparent that the pathway that they are accustomed to taking has been kind of reclaimed by the forest at large. And at one point, Riker just kind of looks at her and she rolls her eyes and she ends up pulling out the map and to try to follow the map. The pathway is very overgrown and requires quite a bit of exertion. Um, everyone's going to suffer 2 points of strain.
Everybody, you said 2
Everybody.
points of strain?
Everybody.
Okay.
It's just a matter of long hike, dealing with like bouldering and climbing and moving and jumping and just everything. And the further into the jungle you get, the thicker and more humid this place becomes. Your fur starts to mat. Vana, this is a amount of wetness you have yet to deal with while not submerged in an actual liquid. And as you go deeper and deeper, it's just more and more.
Ugh. Half tempted to just seal the armor and turn it on.
Good, I guess at any point in time.
I'll save it.
Alright, we're gonna roll one more time for them. Alright. This time, she ends up making kind of a shortcut. She understands that like the path kind of doubles back a little bit, and if she just cut through here, it'll be much easier. And this time, you guys make it without ease, or without any particular troubles. It is beginning to grow darker, and your path is starting to lead higher and higher into the trees. As you go and you look down, it's becoming like a good mile or two to the actual floor, most of which is covered by the shadows of the trees. There's very little you can see from this high up. Eventually, you guys make your way through pathways and various things, at which point you come across what looks like a watch station or an outpost that was built into the side of this tree. Wookiee make. Um, and she says that we can take a moment here if you want to rest, or we can just keep pushing forward. That's up to you.
No, I'm good to keep going.
I'm alright to keep going.
Understood.
yeah, let's go.
Pushing on and moving through. Gonna make one more roll. Alright. You guys come out into an opening wouldn't entirely be correct, but it would be wrong. You are on a wooden platform overlooking a singular tree, surrounded by a moat of water. The other trees are growing that are pulled back. The sunlight is able to come down and reflects upon the tree, or the moat of the water up into the tops of the tree, and it kind of makes this tree look like it is alight with just radiant rays of light and whatnot. And at the center of it, kind of towards the base, there is an actual stone structure, unlike the rest of the wooden structures you have been seeing, that is kind of built up. Think very much kind of like a Shaolin monastery with their buildings on the side and then a singular building in the far back, kind of walls built up into it.
That's impressive.
Well, if you're going to build something to last, make it impressive. That's what Riker says. There is a singular rope bridge. Leads down quite a ways to one side of the moat, and then there is nothing across the moat. It's just water.
There's supposed to be a bridge or gliders by chance?
Well, there were boats, but he kind of points over the temple, and you see a small thing of boats that are just bobbing.
How far is the distance?
In terms of game mechanics, it would be two things of extreme range.
Oh,
So, effectively, two versions of personal scale to get to.
okay. I'll take a look around to see if there's a different way around.
Okay.
Perception.
Yeah, let's go with a perception check. We'll call that difficulty 3.
So this isn't going to be that great.
What would anybody else like to be doing at this moment?
Seriously.
You have the most peculiar luck, my friend.
Yeah, it wants me to use the dark side. Okay, I'll gain a frickin' conflict in.
Keep in mind how much conflict you've suffered.
Yeah, if you can duplicate another counter, I'll do it that way. Oh, wait. No, those are all critical injuries. Thank you, sir.
You know how to use that.
Yeah. Okay, so that is 2 successes. Wait, how much did I roll again? 4. So I'll spend 3 to get rid of that threat and give myself a success.
Is there anything else anyone would? Is there anything anyone else would like to do? I can English.
I think just looking for boats as well.
Okay.
I mean, we could use the puddle jumper, couldn't we?
Oh, that's right. We could. Yeah, it should hold everybody.
We have the ability to fly.
Yes. Wait, is there a landing zone that I can see over there? That's what I'm curious about now.
It might be kind of tight, but you think you could probably figure something out.
Okay.
The puddle jumper is not incredibly large. Vana, looking around, you do notice that there's one route. It's not the largest of routes. It leads to kind of the back end of the tree, and you think you might be able to, if you wanted to, like, take that and then climb across. You might be able to figure something out.
Would that be a coordination to get across and then athletics to climb?
Yes. It's going to be a number of coordination checks, because it's still a long way across.
Let's just take the puddle jumper.
All right.
So you call the puddle jumper to you. Takes a while to get there. You guys have been working, you guys landed kind of early morning. It's now almost mid-afternoon. So it's been a while. As you are waiting, you begin to hear the familiar hum of your ship's little engines. It is joined by a few more.
And this is why I took my Verapin with me.
Hey, while we're waiting, can I use a vigilance check to see if anyone's watching us from across the bridge?
Sure.
One, two, three. Difficulty, sir.
Difficulty is going to be I'm going to say 3 with 2 black die. You realize that while the light shines very brightly into the circle that you are standing, trying to look back, it's a little more. It's even darker than it was when you were there because of the light.
I will use those 3 light side to add an advantage and 2 more successes. And I'll use those advantages to recover some strain.
Okay.
So 5 successes.
5 successes. Looking out into that darkness and kind of also sensing your way through the darkness, because I imagine you roll your 4 things.
I mean, technically, I'm also using bar sight, so that helps a bit with darkness.
It does. You do get the sense of a number of predators have taken notice of you, but that's not what's peculiar. Is there are humanoid individuals who are trying to sneak up, who are actually attached to the trees via what looks like some tethers, and they're like hiding in the brush. One of them is climbing outside of the brush, and you can see it.
What is it,
It looks,
if I can tell?
yeah, it looks like a specialized stormtrooper.
I seal my armor, and over our comms go like, "Hey, we got Imperials."
You see Riker just like rip out his Reich blades and is like standing in between the forest and Maggie.
You're in the trees.
There are the trees. I'd like you guys to roll initiative.
Haha.
I got 5 million.
All right, Thorin goes first.
I would like to use vigilance if that is okay.
Yeah. A moment to make the board.
About to go difficulty, and I was like, wait, it's initiative.
Initiative. There's a.
Oh my god.
What's up?
An 8. I got an 8 and a 4.
8 and a 4. Let's see if I can accurately.
Oh, wait, you know what?
this.
I'll keep the 5, but I think. Sorry, I just forgot I bought a bunch of stuff for enhance, so give me a minute.
Alright.
Enhance Farsight. Foresee. Yeah.
Mhm.
Heh.
So, trace, mod trace, trace.
Strength, control, range, and magnitude.
It's
Okay.
almost like there's a bunch of trees on a forest planet, you know?
What? No. Okay, I will figure out how to do this. Okay. For Foresee, I activate magnitude once. And I also use another one to activate range. So I'm going to target Thorian and Ompak, because I got 2 magnitude upgrades, so I can do it for 1.
Okay.
What the hell are you doing to me?
You all... Well, you two gain a +1 on your initiative check.
+1 success?
+1
Advantage.
success.
Okay.
And for the first round of combat, you increase your range and melee defense by 2.
Okay, thank you.
You got a little precognition going on. And no, I swear I'm not force binding you guys. Bonding.
Alright.
Quadruple check, that's how that works. Yes. Range for short. 2 targets, and yep.
You guys can go ahead and take care of your initiative. Put the tracker.
Oatsington, how do you initiative?
Magically.
Vigilance if I can.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I am roll 1 die.
It is 1 die. Oh no, you pumped up your perception. This is you, right?
It's
You don't use perception. It's
use
cooler vigilance.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cool, yeah, no, forgot. Okay, any bonuses or anything?
Nope.
Cool.
I got a +1 from you.
So 5/5. And I got a 6/4.
The circles are trees.
Yeah, hold on. I'll back up the camera just a little bit.
Cannot believe it took me that long to actually buy those upgrades for that power.
God damn it, Peggy. There we go. So Vana, because you kind of walked off a bit, you're a little ways away. Not that far, but like long range from everyone else.
Oh, that's long range?
From where you are, yeah.
Okay, then I
No,
couldn't
it's
get the
fine.
guys with the...
It's fine. I don't. You almost never get a chance to use it, so I'm just gonna let you use it.
I know I just bought it.
Yeah.
So I was trying it out.
Well, fine. I'm still letting you use it.
Well, thank you. Ironically, it kind of ruins the other power I got from my talent tree for being a seer.
Oh,
The one that forewarned, which is all allies within medium range increase defense by character's force rating until they act in the encounter.
Mm.
So if you go first,
They're kind of screwed.
you're kind of screwed.
so they don't do initiative like you guys do. All right, they're not great at it.
It's like someone gave all their allies a boost.
Oh my god, it's like someone gave someone of their allies a boost. Oh man. The other thing I should do. Do I have that? All right, cool. Today, oh good.
It'll be real sad if they shoot down our puddle jumper there, Matt.
It would be. I would be very upset.
Alright.
Are we in the air or did we land?
Oh, it hasn't shown up yet.
Puddle jumper hasn't shown
Oh,
up yet.
okay.
You hear it coming, but you also hear other engines have joined it in its approach. You are unable to see them yet because whoopie skyline. But Vana did make mention of these what look like specialized troopers who are clinging to the wood, to the trees, to the woods. So,
Free huggers.
with that, that looks like a Vana. What would Vana like to be doing right now?
Immediately snap my head up to one of the closest stormtroopers to make him know that I'm aware he's there.
So let's see. You move to them is how long? Just so.
No, I'm just looking at the guy. Like,
No, I'm. Yeah, that's 4. So that is 6. He is. He's a little past extreme range, but that's okay.
well, I'm wearing a freaking
Nah,
helmet.
you can still see him. I'm not saying you can't see him. You made the rule. You can fucking see him. I'm just in terms of range.
Oh yeah, no, I'm nowhere near in range, but just the I can see you. What you doing, boy?
What you doing, boy? All right. Is there anything else you would
And
like to do?
I'll make my way over to the guys.
I think if you downgrade your action to movement, you don't have to cost the strain, and I think you can get to 1 range band away. So you're basically getting to the one side of the dock that you guys are sitting at.
Cool. And I've ready my phase knives. Don't quite turn them on yet, but
Phase knives readied. Thorian, what would you like to do?
Well, I can't do anything from here, so I'll just ready my.
All right.
Are we? We're just waiting then for the ship to get here.
I think that's the idea.
Okay.
Also, are Maggie and Riker on the initiative tracker?
You know, they aren't. That's a good fucking point. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Did you boost them as well?
I didn't have the magnitude to do it.
That is fine. I need to call Maggie.
Yeah, no, the game doesn't want you to magnitude too many people with this.
Alright, here's Maggie. Alright, Maggie's 4 and 2. 4 successes, 2 advantages. She still goes before him. God damn. And breaker. Not as good. All right. Well, then. With that, I believe it's Ompok's turn. No,
There is a stormtrooper and Maggie before
there's
us.
Maggie.
For me.
Maggie proceeds to basically just hide. She just kind of stands behind Riker and prepares herself for a combat she does not know how to handle. This trooper, who give quick names here too. This trooper, who is in the center, who's probably the only one who isn't necessarily clinging to a tree, but he was sticking to the shadows up in the platforms that you guys followed over, begins to just move forward. He moves like halfway across that bridge. Actually, more like he moves a part way across that bridge. He moves a third. It's a long bridge. At which point now it's Zompok's turn.
Okay. Time to murder a guy. Time to make him dead. Okay. How far away? I'm using my Verapin, by the way. How far away is he?
What is the range of your Verabin?
Extreme.
Okay. If you get to the end of the bridge on your side, he will be at extreme range. To you.
So wait, hang on. If he gets here.
No. If you get there.
Oh, okay.
If you get there. Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, Ompok, they haven't shot at us yet. And also,
Does he look? Does he look like he's going to shoot at us?
You, looking through your scope, I imagine, you don't notice any blaster weaponry on him. He has a pair of like climbing claws on either side of his fist that extend probably a good foot, and he's just kind of a low stance, just moving very quickly across the bridge.
Oh, state your intentions.
He doesn't hear you.
Yeah, he can hear you.
I was trying to yell.
Okay, you yell it.
Yeah, he doesn't hear me.
He either doesn't hear you or doesn't respond. His actions have not changed.
Okay.
Well, we might be able to talk ourselves out of this if it comes to it.
I mean,
I
we're
do-
technically here on Inquisitor business, too.
Yeah,
I
we
do
are
have
here.
You guys first.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I do have my gun pointed at him, and he's still continuing, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's test the waters a little bit. Let's give a warning shot. What do you guys think?
That's fair.
Okay. I'm going
Okay.
to purposely kind of like.
None of us are human.
We're all wearing armor, though, that's melee and make.
Yeah, and you said that they look like stormtroopers, right?
They do appear to be wearing some form of variant of Stormtrooper armor.
Okay.
It does something about it looks off and funny and weird and almost like it vibrates.
That's weird.
I don't like this,
Like
but I will just.
you're looking at it down the scope, and there's a minute where like you're not sure if your eye is freaking out or if the scope is freaking out or if it's actually that dude freaking out, and you kind of blink and it's almost gone, but it kind of starts to come back a bit, and you're just like, what the fuck? You don't know what you're looking at.
I'm going to shoot the tree above him high enough that it's clearly not aimed at him.
You're
But
just gonna
be like,
fire
I
into the
can
air,
shoot.
basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
This is the warning shot.
I'm not gonna make you roll because that would be silly.
Okay.
You missed the tree.
You are center massing a forest, sir.
You missed
That
the
doesn't
force
mean
to
I
hit the
can't
battle
still
axe.
be stupid.
Boop.
If I miss, I hit him. That's the catch.
That's a pretty big miss.
Oops! I critically
Well, is
missed
he
and shot
engaged
off
with the
his
forest?
head.
Is he engaged with the forest? That's the real question.
Is
I don't
Opak
see a
engaged
ring
with
on
the
the
forest,
floor.
or is he engaged with the forest? What do you mean?
Is his target engaged with the forest?
His target is engaged with the forest. Yes.
So if you roll a despair, then you hit him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god. I love these rules sometimes. um. So you fire off. Make an intimidation check for me.
I will definitely make that one. That is one of my best skills. I don't leave that one to Thorian and exclusively Thorian. And
Instead
sometimes
of
Quad.
its base attribute, use your agility.
Okay.
So agility and intimidation, whatever that combination is.
Is there intimidation?
Yeah.
There's
Would that just be a
which
coercion?
would be
Okay.
willpower.
Coercion. Yeah.
So you have nothing in it. So just use your
Yeah.
raw agility at a difficulty of
Considering
9.
nonverbal.
it is nonverbal. At a difficulty of it starts 3 and upgrade it twice.
A purple and 2 reds.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
No. Don't eat that.
That was so close. Yeah, I'll let this flow.
You're not sure if it's the vibration that you're noticing on this person, but there might have been a slight like flinch or maybe a dodge. It's unclear.
Hey, do these guys seem a little blurry to you guys?
Everything's a little blurry to me right now, Umpak.
I don't know. My eyes are bad. I can't see.
Okay. And I'm just gonna let that be my turn.
Okay. I believe it's another one of these guys going again.
Yes.
Or is it? Or is it one of the clone pilots? No, okay. Well, that was stupid of me. Kind of, not really. Don't have to worry about it. All right. This dude over here. He's going to make a move. You see him. He kind of leaps from the tree he is at and goes into the some of the brush that's down below. The ground isn't that far here because the ground kind of comes up to meet this like bowl of vines that encases this life tree. And you see him come out a moment later. He's running on one of the vines. It's a little lower, and in terms of getting to you, he'd have to climb one of those vines. But he's making the distance.
Is he Naruto running?
He is.
Okay.
His arms just kind of drag back behind him. His stance is very low, and he's just running.
All right, stand down, guys. These are weebs.
Oh, okay. They're
Out of
not.
character.
Okay. I was about to say, I wish I had a higher level force move so I could just push him off the tree. Get that weeb ass shit out of here, nerd.
At which point, it's the Imperial pilot's turn. And coming into the forest through the roof, it doesn't necessarily look like a TIE fighter. Instead, it looks more like almost a floating weapons platform. At first, it looks kind of crude, and then it is more fashioned, and it recalls the mind of just the head of an AT-ST, but if it were just floating around. Yep. For now, we're just going to use this.
Donna, what am I looking at here?
Yep. And that is its turn, because it has to get there, because it's difficult. And another one shows up. Yeah.
Boy, I wish someone had a rocket launcher on their jetpack.
The shore troopers. This one
I wouldn't
also
know how to
jumps-
use it anyways.
This one also jumps down. Riker is just kind of in a defensive stance, and he ends up like pushing Maggie into the center between everyone, and he's like, I don't know how to fight vehicles.
Ah, look, what I'm saying, Thorian, is you just need to use force move when you shoot the rocket to make it hit the target.
It's not quite how that works.
Is it?
So these are not standard Imperials, it doesn't seem like.
Just read their minds.
No,
I
they are
don't
not.
have that ability.
They do not appear to be standard Imperials.
They have to be real close for me to do that.
You can't do it from a distance? That's not how the Force works?
It is now top of the round. To you guys again.
I mean, technically, but I don't think I can. Current thoughts of one racing target. I can bump that up. Nah, I can't get it past medium. And these guys are still at long?
Yes, every one of these guys are at long at the moment.
Yeah, well, gonna finish sliding over to these guys.
Easy enough to do.
And now I'll turn on my phase knives.
Your phase knives, correct? Not your lightsabers.
Correct.
Okay. Make
I
sure.
don't want to get shot.
Okay, so you have turned on two little phase knives.
Two little,
Nice.
not lightsaber,
Two
lightsabers.
little
So
not
don't
lightsabers.
use this. Activate lightsaber.
Yeah, it's skilled as a lightsaber.
Okay,
But it is technically not a lightsaber.
technically not a lightsaber.
A lightsaber, that's not a lightsaber.
Did I ever get a model for the fucking puddle jumper? I don't think I did.
I don't think so.
That's my own damn fault. This is not accurate, but we'll use this. Just because I have it, and I think it's funny.
Yeah,
Oh.
fair enough.
What are we using?
Here, the puddle jumper.
I would be very conflicted if we were using that.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Actually, no, you're right, Thorian. It is perfect.
Ah!
Considering that we've impersonated Inquisitors more than a few times.
Puddle jumper.
By the way, I'm wearing the bloody cloak.
Okay. So the puddle jumper is just kind of floating there. It doesn't. It got here. There's no one aboard, and it doesn't necessarily see like a variable landing position, so it's just kind of floating. Yeah. So top of the round, whatever you guys want to do.
I moved up and
Yeah, you moved up and pulled your phase knives out. So Thorian, what would you like to do?
I'd put my hands up.
All right.
I give up.
That's fair.
Okay, nope. If I'm just gonna I'm gonna sling the gun up and be like, nope.
I can't do anything till they get closer. Like, so
Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
If
yeah,
that's-
I should keep my gun out.
If that's the play, I'm just gonna stand down then.
Okay. So you are
but they also
effectively
don't
waiting
seem
until
like
everyone gets
Imperials,
closer.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So your turns will continue for the moment, but essentially tell me when you wish them to stop.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Well, just with that guy getting right
yeah.
there.
No. It's the same as everyone. These guys are getting all at the same time. This is essentially the farthest they're getting. I kind of was guessing. These have gotten a little closer. This one is poised and ready to shoot at your puddle jumper.
Good luck with that. That thing's got a stupid amount of armor.
Gonna try.
Well,
Thorian,
I
do you
mean,
want
it's
to?
vehicle to vehicle, right? So it's
It is
probably.
True. Do you want to see if these guys will stand down if we tell them we're with the Inquisitors?
They are
I
now,
don't know that these guys are Imperials.
Actually, if
they are now within medium range. The closest are within medium range of you guys.
okay, I'll slide in front of Ompak to make that short range.
I'm just gonna, yeah. With Vana doing that, I'll just trade places with her.
Okay. You end up taking a few steps closer. This individual is now kind of stopped. His stance is still low. His arms are at his sides.
Now I'll read his mind.
I will bodyguard Maggie.
Okay. Are you trying to
Okay,
stand in
so
between anything in
I
particular,
will-
or just bodyguarding Maggie?
I'm bodyguarding Maggie. Technically, it'll upgrade everybody that attacks her. So
Okay.
Okay, so mixed light and dark side
wanna
uses.
fucking
How
play
does
an
that
outfit.
work?
Does it say
Sorry,
that
what
it
was-
does anything differently?
It's just sense. I'm just going to be using one to activate the power, one to use the control effect, and then I'll need one more for range to make it short.
If it doesn't specifically say that light side or dark side does anything in particular for the rolls, like if it's generated, I don't believe it matters.
I just still have to get a conflict and
Yes.
spend a light
and
side.
strain, yeah.
Yes.
And a strain.
I think you suffer strain equal to the dark side.
Suffer
was
strain for using it, yeah.
Use.
Oh, okay.
We didn't do it last time. Don't worry
If
about it.
you, well,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know if it's always or if it's specifically when you're a light side paragon.
Ah,
Mm.
Because I know if you're a dark side paragon and you use light side, you take strain.
Am I technically a paragon yet? It's gotta
you
be close,
are
right?
above
It
70?
just means that you're a light side force user.
Gotcha.
You're above 70.
Okay, so I'll eat 3 strain just to compensate.
Okay.
Because I only plan on using one dark side for this, so I'll be like,
Okay.
balance.
Appreciate that.
Of course. So yeah. What are his
His inner thoughts.
current thoughts?
His current thoughts. As you reach out, you begin to get a little bit of something. And it starts out as orders, target, capture, and then it just cuts off.
Okay. Whoop. Did not mean to pull that data pad. Identify yourselves. We're here on Imperial business.
The head kind of cocks to one side, and the speaker. Let me know when you guys, if you guys want to do turn order again. For now, we're kind of in narrative order, but we'll return to it initiative if need be. The speaker of the vehicle that is currently overwatching you guys lights up. Under whose inquisitorial order?
I Thorian.
I show him I say the name of the guy that sent us, who was an Inquisitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're talking about the guy you met on Onderon.
Yes.
Um,
What was his name?
9.
Oh, yes. The ninth brother sent us. Which I actually think should be a sister, but
This is before that. Maybe.
I
Okay.
mean,
I don't know if they replaced them.
You know, that's a very good point. I have no idea.
but then we also have to get into gender. Does it
Eh.
ninth sister, ninth brother? Is it the ninth position's taken, or is it just like they are the ninth sister and they're the ninth brother?
That's a good point.
I have no idea.
No idea.
As we all put down our weapons and start having to talk.
Let's get into brass tacks real quick.
We tracked you landing, and we see that you are in possession of 2 Wookiees. But we did not hear of your coming. By what means do you intend to investigate? Why are your Wookiees not on collars?
They're better in combat without them.
Why not the Mandalorian armor we're all wearing? Or Thorian? Just like Mando!
Roll a deception check.
What? Thorian likes fighting.
That's not the point. That's not what's going on.
Difficulty?
Oh no, not you.
Well, I can't fucking roll anything.
I know. I said it, but it's more for just out of habit. So this is a difficulty 3. It is being upgraded once. However, due to the fact that most of your story is technically somewhat accurate, I'm giving you 4 boost die.
Can I assist Thorian and give him my skill level in it?
I will allow this.
Cool. You can
Or your presence. Either way, it's better.
discipline, deception's cunning.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What is your cunning?
What's your
I was gonna give him the discipline skill. If that's how
deception
that
skill?
works. Deception.
Okay. What is your deception skill?
3.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. That should give me 2 yellow, 1 green.
Mm-hmm. You are correct, sir. You got 1 failure and 5 advantages. You guys currently have 2 light side points, or 2 destiny points, I should say, at your disposal.
No, I'm good with that. I mean, I'm not technically lying about being here, just about why they're not collared. Leave my
Yeah.
shoes alone, cat.
This is a more a very general. This person is essentially attempting a D&D insight check on you. Is there any way you would like to flavor this or phrase it or use your 5 advantages to do anything?
Flex.
No Wookiee is a match for me. Flex, 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 flex.
Like straight Armstrong flexing, so it's
Sai do cesto.
No, I'm just a man, a few words.
Okay, that's fine.
Thorian is. I'll regain strain, even though I have any.
Okay.
I might not.
You've lost some strain just to the trek over here, so you can regain your strain.
The Star Trek?
Yes.
Is it the journey to the second floor? Star Trek.
I will need to take you all into custody so that I may
Ugh.
examine the veracity of your story. For the safety of
He
my
gave us a,
men, I ask
sorry.
that you handcuff your Wookiees for the time being, and do not show any aggression. Holster your weapons.
He gave us an insignia thing, right?
I believe he did.
Oh, yeah, I just call him.
I was
Told me to
waiting
call
for you
him
to
when
do
we
that.
land.
Okay. Do you have a coin on you?
Yeah.
Flip it.
Okay.
You actually have one right here if you want.
Yeah, but I'm letting him do it because
Okay.
Um,
Heads. I guess.
I see you have made it to Kashyyyk. Are you interested in what must be known then?
Yeah, got a bit of a snag. I'm talking to, I'm sorry, what's your name, sir?
Um, I don't have a fucking name for this. God damn it.
Is he, whatever, an officer? Or...
Officer.
Yeah, I'm talking to Officer Richard here. He, is trying to detain me and my group. Something about not being authorized to be here.
Well, as I did state previously, it would have been nice to receive a communication before entering the planet so that I could avoid this.
I mean, we told you where we were going. I thought you were going to call ahead.
I thought with the tracking device they were just going to call us anyway.
Yeah.
I think we're all just gonna kind of look at him and be like, "Yeah, what happened to that?"
I feel sorry for this stormtrooper. He's just like, or talking to a Inquisitor and kind of sass talking him.
What the fuck is going on?
Officer, you are to allow them to do their job. Oh, guy just... Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I assume you close the phone or close the communication after that?
Yeah, if you want to send us the coordinates, the details.
You are sent a pair of coordinates that is... It's on a different landmass from where you are
Son of a
currently.
bitch. Alright, I thank the Inquisitor. Sorry for the mix-up.
Next time,
Then
call ahead.
hang... Got it. Long live the Empire. And then I hang up.
Oh wait, you did ask him about his thoughts on my music.
Whatever. I just look at the officer that's here and I go, you better count your stars, because if that was Inquisitor Jakir, oh my god, you'd be so fucked.
Yeah, Jakir would have screwed your shit.
Right, yes. And at this point, the ship.
I know several Inquisitors. The 9th, the 5th, the 22nd. Oof.
The 501st.
You don't even want to know what the 5th one would have done to you.
They end up backing up, and these tree climbing stormtroopers just kind of like hop on, and then kind of get inside, and they set up. The officer apologizes for the delay. It's his job to monitor any strange happenings, and he will not accost you anymore today.
Thank you.
And you guys are left to just a puddle jumper that has been idling in the center of this moat.
Well, I think that went well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As I put my knives away.
well enough, I guess.
Then I whip out my lightsabers and twirl them on like a pair of glow sticks. No, I don't do that. I'm not that big of a dick.
Are you high right now, or
is there a reason?
what are you
the
doing? Am I too old to understand this?
Empire would be stealing away Wookiees?
But why? From my
Who's that?
experience with Imperial occupied worlds, you kind of don't need to make it look like someone else did it when you can just tell everyone not to look into it.
Shouldn't there have been like a blockade or something?
Someone else might own the planet like they did with Ryloth.
I don't want to think about that one.
Riker just kind of snorts and puts his weapons away.
I mean, that's a thought, because the Imperials didn't intercept us when we landed. It took them a while. But food for thought. Point at the puddle jumper. Where's that gonna land over here?
It's not. We have to jump.
There are your beeper has a handful of settings. You essentially press the more basic one that's just like, hey, get over here. You can kind of guide it with the controller to land. It can kind of back up to you guys if a bit rough. So it's essentially hovering just off the dock. You guys can get in, fly over if you want. So you guys make it over. Yay!
Huzzah!
Totally skip an encounter. Boo.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
So, getting over there. Landing the puddle jumper, or at least setting it to just kind of like repulsor lift, so it's not actually eating up energy, like just floating where it is. You guys are now on the other side, on the dock, next to a life tree.
There's a life tree where we needed to go for the excuse me, temple thing.
Yeah.
For the what? I'm sorry, it glitched out there.
For the artifact.
For the scroll that you found, yes.
No, for the
The location that the Inquisitor
The-
sent you,
yeah.
it is on another continent.
Okay, so I didn't realize.
That's
I thought we were going to another continent.
Not as of yet, unless
That's
you
why
guys
we were
don't
trying
wanna
to find
go
boats
the,
and stuff, you know.
not unless you guys want to go to the temple. I guess you can just leave right now and head there, but you'd be in your puddle.
No, no, I, because we were looking for like boats and stuff. I thought we were trying to cross. But I understand now that was for the rivers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Maggie and Riker just start heading up the steps into the temple.
I will follow them. Wait, Riker had a jetpack.
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna face check a vehicle.
He could have jumped over to grab a boat, though.
Cool though.
Sorry, I just was
No, no,
moving my mouse cursor and it brought up his items, and it's like, first one's a jetpack.
Where do you see this? Oh,
If you just hover over it, it's got his item list.
Yeah, the JT-12 jetpack combat armor. So yeah, he does have this. These are things he does have. Anyway, going up, it very much looks like what it did previously from the other side of the thing. The things that are new is the stone tile work is in the center is a large circular kind of medallion. Looks like a tree, tree symbology. Over to one side is a hut made. Walking into it, it looks very much like maybe a place people would sleep or rest or just kind of enjoy themselves. On the other side is more of an eating space or maybe just a heating an area that is heated as there's a kind of a campfire in there. Walking up to the main structure, there are two very heavy carved wooden doors, though the wood looks very similar to that of the tree itself.
This is impressive.
yeah.
I understand why they're called life trees.
I mean, it just seems so possibly large.
Looking straight up from where you guys are now, you, for a moment, kind of get the idea as you were looking up through the trees and seeing the light of the sun pour through. It reminds you of looking up at like a night sky and seeing the bits of stars.
I would just like to sense around me. Around me, not surround me.
You succeed. This
Oh, I
place-
didn't roll.
I know. This place is burgeoning with the light side of the Force. You can almost sense and see the heartbeat of the tree as it kind of goes out, and once it hits like the lip of the cup that holds this thing in, it goes about that far, and then it just hits of all the other trees and disseminates very quickly.
Well, that's impressive.
It's a big tree.
It is.
Maggie kind of walks up to the door and she puts her hand on the big wooden doors and begins to kind of push, and like nothing budges. And then she kind of looks over at Riker. Riker looks over at her, and he like walks over and he pushes against it, and nothing happens. And then he kind of like throws his shoulder into it and kind of bounces off, and he was like,
I want to sense if anything's on the other side of the door living.
go for it. Is there anything anyone else would like to do in this moment?
No.
Oh, I am able to sense out to, what is that, long range? Yeah.
Okay. So you succeeded this time?
Yes. To light side.
Focusing it down, because, like, turning your mind to this is almost like staring into, like, stadium floodlights. It's just light. You kind of start to push away because you're able to control the amount of sight what you see. It is familiar in that you have seen something like this before, but it is not alive. But it's not dead.
I'm going to try to...
You also get the sense that there is a force around it that is deliberately keeping it sealed.
I motion if Riker and Maggie will let me touch the door more.
Gross.
Maggie steps back and, like, the befuddlement that is on her face, she does not understand, and Riker is just kind of like, be my guest, man.
Okay, I'm going to try one thing first.
Okay.
See if I can... Beep, 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 beep. I should...
Puck, in your feet, you can kind of feel this, like, steady pulse, like a resting heartbeat. Thorian,
Yes.
also feel this. You feel the abundance of life on this planet.
That's
Just
really weird.
everywhere. Like it gets to the point that you, who is used to battlefields, used to desolation,
Makes me uncomfortable.
it's almost like this
It's very
planet
different from my
is
planet.
just vibrating with life.
I think this is different from every planet. This is
There's a handful of planets like this. There aren't many that are Kashyyyk, though.
So, I would like to...
imagine-
Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, okay. I imagine at this point, I'm more used to starship plating than I am living, breathing wood.
Indeed, you are. The warm scent of wood is honestly new to you. It's very different. However, the hum and heartbeat that you have very much reminds you of the thrum of an engine. Different fundamentally, but similar.
I think Thorian is visibly uncomfortable with this. Like not like being surrounded technically by like the light side or anything, but just like when you're uncomfortable in like a group of people. Like
Okay.
if you're like
Kind of nervous, itchy.
like a big like if you're in like a big crowd surrounded by people and you're just like ugh. I feel like that's how he's
Okay.
Got that face on and everything.
just kind of like
He's got the
every
helmet
once in a
on.
while he like tweaks a shoulder like trying to shake something off.
Okay.
There's too much life here.
Alright, the first thing Vana's going to try to do is try to use Force Move to undo a latch. But I think I know what this door needs, and I'll do that in a second.
Okay.
Whoa, wait now. We
Oh,
have
I
two
didn't.
Wookiees.
Yes.
We should let them try.
Okay, that's fair.
It's their culture, you know. We obviously know that they're both force sensitive, even though they don't like to admit it.
Good, because I got 4 dark side on that, and I'm just gonna
Jesus
walk off.
Christ.
So Vana, as you were trying to start to reach out, and Thorin A kind of distracts you with the thought and the suggestion. You're actually, as soon as your attention kind of throws and you're getting frustrated by the door, you are repulsed from the door about 10 feet.
Well, see now.
It's a
What have we
Mongaza
learned?
door. That's where we ran into this door, a door like this, right, Mongaza? Underwater? Not
Maybe?
not like this door, but like a forced
A force
door.
door? I believe that is the first
Yes.
place you guys did run into a force door. Yes.
I think it's like Mongaza.
We had to activate a pedestal. Is there a place
I-
to put the scroll nearby? Like a lock or a key?
You do not see anything.
Looking at the door, does it have like a bunch of designs on it or something?
It does. It is an ornately carved door. There are Wookiees who seem to be at the farthest edges that are not necessarily on the door, but on the wall that encases the door, appear to be little towns and villages, and at various points, and there's always a route that seems to lead its way back to the tree. On these routes, the Wookiees are traveling, and then reach the tree, and then are kneeling before it. At the center, there is what looks to be a depiction of the temple, and what might be a female Wookiee who is just kind of standing there in the center.
Okay. Riker, Maggie, I'm
hard
gonna
to
need
tell
your help
gender.
with this one.
It's a little hard to tell gender, and Maggie and Riker are actually the ones who kind of point out that like that's a female Wookiee. That's supposed to be like the temple.
You can tell by the breasts.
Anyway.
Yes, that's usually how it goes.
They have 6.
Neat.
Jesus.
I
I'm not
don't
gonna
know
ask.
if that's true.
It's I don't believe it is.
We're not gonna get into that. Anyway.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, we've
ask.
seen female Wookiees in Solo. They don't look good.
I mean, don't they just? I was gonna say, don't they just look like male Wookiees?
All in the face.
Nah, all the Wookiees in Solo besides Chewbacca were terrible. They're like nightmare fuel.
Alrighty.
So I'm gonna ask Raga and Riker
Raggy
to.
and Miker. Interesting.
Yep.
All
I was
right.
like, I see what I did there. It's their shipping names, okay?
Okay.
This is Vana. She's a conspiracy theorist.
You're the one who started the conspiracy. Anyway.
It's great that you're shipping the only 2 Wookiees.
I'm a
You
speciesist. What do you think?
I'm the one who starts the conspiracy theories around here. That's all I'm going to say.
And Vana runs off to left field with them.
Then stay
Anyway.
away and wait for me to produce one first.
Alrighty. Riker, Maggie, I'm gonna need you two to position yourselves in front of this door and reach out to it.
Just like we trained Riker.
Riker seems to get super interested, and Maggie is just like, I don't
Riker, get into your horse stance.
Full on
I will
deep bow horse stance.
Oh shit.
I will go up to Maggie and kneel with her and I know she can use the Force.
Mhm.
I have an eyeball because of it, and guide her through the process of what we went through
See,
on
isn't that
Ogasa.
nightmare fuel?
What is happening to my Discord here? Hello? What is happening to my Discord here? Hello? What is happening to my Discord here? Hello? Hold on. For whatever reason, I think my Discord just closed. So give me a moment. Hold on. For whatever reason, I think my Discord just closed. So give me a moment. Hold on. For whatever reason, I think my Discord just closed. So give me a moment. It's really weird because I'm still signed in. I can still talk to you guys, but like I don't know what's going on. It's really weird because I'm still signed in. I can still talk to you guys, but like I don't know what's going on. It's really weird because I'm still signed in. I can still talk to you guys, but like I don't know what's going on. What the heck just happened?
And how do you want us to do this, Bubs? And how
I'm
do you
sorry.
want us to
I've been gone
this,
for
Bubs?
like half a second. I don't know what just happened. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I don't know. The stream went down too.
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Is it?
Oh.
I don't know. The stream went down too.
Oh yeah, you lost the live.
Is it?
I don't know. The stream.
Huh.
I don't know if the Twitch stream went down, but the
Twitch is still up.
I don't know if the Twitch stream went down, but the
Twitch is still up.
I don't know if the Twitch stream went down, but the
Twitch is still up.
Sorry, there was like an echo where I'm hearing myself and you guys after like half a second. Sorry, there was like an echo where I'm hearing myself and
Huh.
you guys after like half a second. Sorry, there was like an echo.
It's weird. Huh.
Is it doing it on the stream live? Is it doing it on
Hang
the
on.
stream live?
Hang on. It is not. It is not.
Okay. Alright, that's just weird. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Anyway, I guess we'll just continue and I will ignore that and figure it out later.
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay.
Sean is reconnecting?
I'm here.
Yeah, but Tabletop Simulator says you're at 91% for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
One of the items you have on the map isn't loading for me.
Which one?
I think it's the Imperial pilots.
I will delete them. Which one?
Because there you don't have color.
I will delete them.
Because there you don't have color.
How's that? Is it working now?
It still says I'm at 91, but I'm not. That's the only thing that wasn't properly. It still says I'm at 91, but I'm not. That's the only
Weird.
thing that wasn't properly.
Should we take a bit of a break? Do some computer resets for technical difficulties. Should we take a bit of a
It's
break,
getting kind of late.
do some computer resets
Yeah,
for
I think we shall we'll stop here after
kinda
just
late.
a moment. Yeah,
Okay.
You have Maggie and Riker sit both kneel, and they both reach out to the door to attempt to push it, unlock it, and move it. I'm gonna roll for 'em.
If they need a little extra kick, I can feed Maggie some. If they need a little extra kick, I can
Wow.
feed Maggie some.
Between the two of them, they got 4 light sight.
Oh wow.
Between the two of them, they got 4 light sight.
Oh wow.
You hear a large crack and bend. The door isn't being crushed, but something on the other side has given way. At which point the doors start to open and then are immediately thrust open. In the center of the room is a woman. Humanoid, different, much larger, and glowing. I'll end it here.
Gun.
No, I.
Immediately open fire. No,
Before we end, so I don't forget this.
What's up?
Before we end, so I don't forget this. Does that energy feel the same? Can I just feel that in a similar way I feel the Father and the Son?
Yep.
Feel that in a similar way I feel the Father.
Okay.
Just walk up, backhand her across the face, and go like, "Where the fuck have you been?"
It is a planet full of life.
It makes sense, but you need to go back to doing what you do.
Okay.
Paragon
Well,
of light
here,
side, everybody.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to be doing that right now.
Well-
We'll end it.
No, I'm not.
The question,
was a
Sean, is
joke.
trapped here.
All right.
Let's just throw down the helmet, backhand her, just hit suppress on her, and go like, "There, I fixed it." Backhand her, just hit suppress on her, and go like, "There, I